What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Prada coming to you guys with another new video. As promised, my automatic farm that I have set up for me for cocaine in Schedule 1, which is making me an insane amount of money. As you guys can see, I'm already at 3.2 mil compared to being at, I think it was like a mil and some change, 2 mil in the last one. We're almost at 4 mil net worth, which is insane. Also, a heads up, I did tear this farm down 2 times and my recording software messed up, so I could not be bothered to re-tear it down a third time. I'm sorry, but I explained it perfectly for you guys. So, first things first, go to get your employees. If you don't know how to do it during the day, I'm going to show you. Just head over to either of the back doors at the warehouse over here. I'm choosing this side just because it's right here. You see you can't go in, it's not 6. Just go up to the back door, sprint backwards, and spam jump. Place your skateboard down, and at the same time you're placing your board down, keep hitting E to open the door, and eventually you will get the door to open for you, and you can go in here, buy any ingredients that you need, whether you need anything from here, or you need anything for your weaponry, or whatever, right? So what we're here for is the employees, so you can go upstairs, go ahead and talk to Manny, get the employees you need. You're going to need 1 cleaner, 2 handlers, 3 botanists, and 4 chemists. I will have all the things you are going to need in the description, so make sure you guys check that out so you guys make sure you have everything you need. Once you got all your employees that you need, make sure all of your employees are assigned beds. Okay? First step, make sure that you assign them all beds, as you can see. And I'm going to show you exactly how I set up all their beds. You could do it the same way, or you can change it around however you'd like. So coming up the stairs, go ahead and we will place our first 4 beds down just like this. The reason I place the first 4 beds like this is because it has to do with the way that I place the shelves. As you can see, I'll get into that. Just place those 4 chemist beds like that. Come in here, you don't have to worry about the packing station that I have or the 3 shelves along the back side of that wall. Those are just personal shelves and personal packing station that none of the employees use. It's just for me if I ever want to bag up stuff myself. Place your 3 botanist beds the way that I have them, just like this, or you can place them however you'd like in here. If you're going to want to make more room for yourself, go for it. Alright, so once you have all your chemist beds placed out there, you have your 4 beds placed out there for your chemist, your 3 beds placed in here for your botanist. You only have 3 more beds to place, which are going to be for your 2 handlers and your cleaner. Place your cleaner bed like this and your 2 handlers like this. I do it for a specific reason. Alright. Alright, y'all, so let's go ahead and get into the official setup portion of the video so you guys can see exactly where to place everything, how to set everything up, and then from there we will go on to routing all of our employees. So come to the back, you're going to get your first large storage shelf and you're going to place it exactly long ways just like this. You'll see a little bit of green in between your shelf and the post. Place your first mixing station as so, just like this. Next, you'll place your medium storage rack and then your next mixing station. So the way that I line this gap up so the employees don't get stuck is I took a suspension rack and I just moved it over a couple spaces. As you can see, I think it's about 3 spaces. So when you start in front of the machine, as you'll see, it'll be 1, 2, and then, yeah, that's it. Okay, so 2 spaces over, and then that's going to be your first medium shelf again, and then continue going all the way down the line, as you guys can see. When you get to the end, you'll place your brick press, and then straight across from the brick press, don't forget, you'll have 3 large storage shelves so that we can move bricks to them when they're packed. Right behind that, you're going to have another 2 large storage shelves that's going to be used for your gas that your employees are going to move for you. And then you'll have your 4 ovens right next to your brick press. So setting them up is pretty simple. As long as the employee can go to the machine, as you can see, they're fine. You know, they don't have to be able to walk in. If you want to line it up exactly, you can do exactly what I just showed you with the suspension rack. Coming down to lining up this one, it's pretty simple once you have the first 2 placed. Just make sure you have a gap wide enough for your employees to walk in and out of the machine so they can actually access them without getting stuck. And then directly across from those ovens, we're going to have our 4 cauldrons, which is a pretty simple setup, to be honest with you. It's really not that complicated. And across from those cauldrons, we'll have our 4 drying racks, and next we will have our pots that we are going to use to grow our cocoa leaves. So going from the first like racks with the gas to our cauldron, if you want to line it up exactly how I did, you can do it the way I just showed you, or you can go from the oven, move over 1, 2 squares, 3 squares, however you feel like setting it up. If you want it exactly like mine, just use the suspension rack to line up as I'm showing you how many times I'd move over. So exactly from the cauldron, if you line up in front of the cauldron and you move over those 3 squares as shown and continue placing them down, you will line it up exactly how I have it. Once you go into the middle, go to the second pot and do the same exact thing. You can start in front, move it over, and you can line it up, counting the squares. It would be an easy 1, 2, 3, and then place your plantain and go ahead and keep going down with it. So it's a pretty simple setup. It doesn't take that long to make when it's your first time doing it. Of course, it's going to take a little bit of time. Feel free, of course, rewind the video and pay attention to everything I'm doing. Sorry if I'm moving a little quick. But go ahead and make sure you place your 3 large storage shelves directly across. Those are going to be for our botanist. These storage shelves, these 5, these 2 in the front are going to be for our extra long life soil, and these 3 in the back are going to be for our fertilizer. You're going to go through a lot of fertilizer. That's why I chose to have an extra fertilizer shelf. And then coming up here, as I told you with the beds, reason why I placed them like this is it's going to help you with placing your shelves down, okay? So as you can see, we've got 2 wide, 4 long for our shelves. With these are our large shelves. These are going to be our overflow for our ingredients. And coming over here, you're going to do a similar thing, but with an extra shelf. So you have 5 over here, and the 4 are over there. Okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and make sure that you line them up exactly with the end of that bed, and you bring it all the way down. It's pretty simple. These are going to be our ingredient overflows, so that way we don't have to worry about ordering a whole bunch of ingredients. One way I will show you at the end is what I do just to kind of stay on top of things, but let's get into the routing part. Alright, so now you guys have your entire farm built and you have your employees with all of their beds placed. Let's go ahead and get into the routing part, which is honestly the hardest portion of the video. A lot of people get confused. Just feel free to rewind if you need to. So we're going to go to our first botanist, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make sure that all of our botanists have storage shelves, which is where they're going to go and pull all of their ingredients from. So once you go over here to your botanist, we're going to go ahead and come to this backside and assign them the first 4 pots. Once you do that, once you have all 4 clicked and highlighted, click E on the 4th pot, which will show you have 4 pots. You go to your destination and set your destination to the first drying rack. Once you've done that, go ahead and unselect the first 4 pots that you selected, and we're going to go back to our botanist, the one that we just did the first 4 pots for, and they're going to be handling our 4 drying racks. So we're going to add them more things like this, and we're going to give them all 4 of these drying racks. So once you've given that employee all 4 of the drying racks, they have all 4 air pots and all 4 drying racks. What you can do is go up to your drying rack, click E, and let's just go ahead and set the target quality to the highest quality that we can set, which we are doing right now. And then we are going to go and set our destinations to the cauldrons. So we're doing this ahead of time. We're going to click our destination. It's going to go to our first cauldron just like that. This one is going to go to our second cauldron. The third will go to our third cauldron, of course. And last but not least, the 4th will go to our 4th cauldron. All right. So it's a pretty simple setup. I'm trying to explain it the best way that I can. And an easier way too is also, so now that we have that employee set up, let's just go ahead and bounce on to our next employee. They're all set up. They've got everything they need. Let's go to our next botanist. So our next botanist that we are going to pick, you can pick anyone you'd like to. I'm going to go ahead and start with her because this is the way I set it up. So I got her, she's got her bed, and I've already given her her supply shelf, which is what you want to do with all of them, like I told you. Come back to the end, and we're going to start here by clicking this first pot. This is technically going to be the 5th pot. So since it's the 5th, we're going to throw that single pot on that first drying rack. So that way we kind of have 5 pots going to each drying rack, if you know what I'm talking about. Then we'll go and we'll start moving along to get our next 5 pots. So these 5 pots are going to get moved to the second drying rack, as you can see right here. And then once you have done that, go ahead and unselect all the pots. Alright, so once you have all those 5 set to that second one, we're going to keep repeating that process. It's going to be 1, 2, and then we're going to go ahead and bring these 2 pots, as you can see, this 1, 2, to that second shelf as we just did. And then that will be everything for that botanist. That'll be all 8 pots. So to continue with the last botanist, let's go ahead and go where we left off. We're going to go ahead and start by clicking these 2 pots, selecting these 2, and we're going to go ahead and manage these 2 pots and make sure we set the destination to the drying rack where we left off with our last employee's pots, so that way everything is working and everything is equal and each rack has an equal amount of pots going to them. Go ahead and make sure you go back to that same botanist if you have to. Add the last remaining pots to them so that they can have stuff to do. Go ahead and we're going to go ahead and select the remaining pots that we need to. So start off at the end, go ahead, select all the pots you need. Once you select those, leave that last pot alone. Manage, bring those first 5 pots to that first drying rack. Unselect them. Select the last pot and go ahead and bring that last pot to the second drying rack. So once you have done that, everything is good. Also, make sure you, after you've brought in all the pots to the drying racks, to select all of your pots and then give them fertilizer, because I forgot to mention that. So make sure that when you're selecting those pots, you select all 20 pots, click E to manage them, and make sure that they all have fertilizer assigned to them so your botanists know to use fertilizer. Okay, you don't have to do the seed. If you want to do the seed, you can select cocoa seed. I did not do that, but if you would like to, you can. Next, let's go ahead and start off doing our handlers. So go up to whatever handler you would like to do, and the way that we're going to set them up, it's going to be pretty simple. So go up to your handler. We have all 4 of our chemists here. I'm going to show you how to set them up too. Go to your first handler, and what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to give him routes. This first handler is also going to be assigned to our brick press or our packing station. You can use a packing station or a brick press, whatever you choose. I have 2 setups, so that's why I use this warehouse as the brick setup. So go ahead and you're going to give him a from. The first from for your handler is going to be from this large storage rack to the first mixing machine. And then you're going to continue to give him from and tos each of the storage racks to the machines. When you get to this final machine right here, the employee will not have any more available from and tos, so he is all good. We're going to go back to him and we're going to make sure that we give him our brick press station or our packing station. Don't forget that. Go to your second handler, and he's going to continue to finish out the rest of the route. Where we left off, he's going to continue going from shelf to machine, shelf to machine, shelf to machine. And then once he goes from shelf to machine to the last machine, what we're going to go ahead and do for him is, because he's going to have 2 more available things to do, so we're going to set him with going from our gas station shelves to our cauldrons. So the one downside is that there is going to be a cauldron or 2 that you will have to fill with gas yourself, but you only have to fill them once a week because they last an extreme amount of time when you use gas with them. So it's a plus, but that's the only thing you'll have to do. Everything else is fully automatic. After we've got our handlers all set up, we're going to go and we're going to start with our chemist. Okay, so some people get confused by setting up a chemist. It's really actually simple once you get the hang of it. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab our first chemist right here. Let's set that chemist up to our ovens, okay? So we're going to assign them stations, and we're going to assign that chemist to all 4 of our lab ovens. So once we've go ahead and assigned our chemist to our 4 ovens, we're going to go ahead and we can make it easy. I forgot to mention this as well, but we can select all 4 of our ovens by left clicking them. And once you left click your ovens, you're going to go and set your destination, which is going to be to your first mixing station. That's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. So select all your ovens, and once you select all your ovens, you're going to go ahead and manage that, and you're going to bring those to your first mixing station. So after that, go ahead, go back to your ovens, unselect your ovens, and then that chemist has completely been set and routed with their jobs and exactly what they have to do. So next we can move on to our second chemist, which is going to be the chemist that we will use for our cauldrons. Just trying to find her, she's right here. So let's go ahead and assign her to all 4 of the cauldrons. So once you assign her to all 4 of the cauldrons, the way that we're going to set this up is that each cauldron gets its own oven. So go to the first cauldron, the destination, you're going to align that first destination with the first oven, however you choose to set it up. The second destination for the second cauldron will be that second oven, and repeating the process. So fourth, third will be the third, fourth will be that fourth. So now we have all of our cauldrons set up to where our products will be getting put in the ovens. They'll be baked, and our chemist will bring them once baked to the first mixing station. So in order to set up the mixing stations now, let's go ahead and go to our third chemist. You can pick whoever you'd like. Go ahead and select your chemist. Alright, so we have our chemist selected. This is going to be our third chemist out of the 4 that's going to start off the mixing process for us. So let's go ahead and go into our first mixing station, and we're going to set them up, give them that mixing station right there, and then we're going to also click E on that mixing station and set that destination to the next mixing station, and we will continue that process all the way down. So make sure you do click E and manage all of your destinations for your mixing stations, that they go down in a row. But so after you have that chemist set to that first station, we're going to skip the second station, assign them to the third, skip the fourth, and assign them to the fifth. So the reason we're doing every other station with them and skipping a station is because it's going to help them with staying in sequence. You don't want them to be finishing up a product and then there's nothing else for them to do, instead of them going and putting maybe 10 of a product in and continuing all the way down. So at the very end, make sure that destination for that final machine is set to your brick press. Don't forget to do that. Like I said, set all your destinations, make sure they're going completely down in a row from machine to machine, and then that machine will end up going to that brick press. And as we have just done, we got our first chemist all set up with their mixing machines. So all we have to do is go to our last chemist, and we will get this last chemist all set up so that they can work and we can start making some bricks and making money. So we have that chemist. Let's go assign them to their mixing stations. We'll come to the back. We're going to start off exactly how I said, every other one. Give them the second mixing station, skip the third, give them the fourth, skip the fifth, give them the sixth, and vice versa. Keep going. And when you get to that very end, like I said, make sure that final mixing station is set to the destination of the brick press or your packing station, whatever you are choosing to do. So once that is all done, all of your chemists and handlers and everything has been set up, I did not show you how to set up the cleaner. The cleaner is pretty simple. You basically place trash cans down, and if you want, you can assign them to them. Just don't place the trash cans in an area where they're going to get stuck. If you see how I placed mine in the video, feel free to place yours just like mine, and you can assign your cleaner to those 3 trash cans. Alright, so last but not least, all we have to do is get into our ingredients and the orders that we are going to mix them in to make our product. So starting off, what we're going to mix is we're going to go ahead and we're going to want to start mixing Coke or Cuke, whatever you decide to call it. That's going to be the first ingredient. The second ingredient is going to be horse. The third will be the white pills, is what I call them, the paracetamol, the mega bean, the motor oil, more Cuke, another mega bean, and batteries. In order, that is the exact order that we will be using for our product that we're going to make. And these shelves up here, like I said, these are all overflow for all of our ingredients. So some people might think it's overkill. I'd rather just be safe than sorry and have to not run to the store and place a bunch of orders as much. But that's how I have mine set up. So I have double the supplies so I can continue to pump out a bunch of bricks and not have to worry. These is a little setup for the cocoa seeds right here. If you feel like doing that much, you can. If you think it's excessive, that's also fine. Another thing I do as well with having multiple overflow shelves is I will keep things on standby. As you can see, when you go into your phone and you go to deliveries, you have both gas stations that you can use to order from. So what I like to do is, since I have 8 ingredients, I will do 80 of each ingredient. So 80 of the first 4 ingredients I'll do 80 of, and I'll do 80 of the secondary ingredients. So this is something that you can do if you want to stay on top of things and you're more towards end game and you're providing your dealers with a bunch of product rather than you having to go and sell a lot yourself. But that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, I'm showing you guys step by step exactly what to do, what I do, how I've made an insane amount of money strictly selling bricks. So if you guys really enjoyed this video and you guys want more tutorial videos, I got a bunch of more videos I'm going to show you guys. So make sure you guys smash the like button. Comment down below if this setup helped you. If you have any questions, maybe I missed something or you're having a problem with something, comment down below and I'll gladly respond to your comment. I always respond to everybody. So much love, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget, like I said, subscribe, comment, like. I'm trying to hit 500 subscribers on YouTube. So much love, y'all. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace out.